Hey y'all, I'm trying to set this thing up before I drive. I hope everybody had a great day today. I had a really good day today. I can't complain. There's some interesting things happen, but God is good. I'm on my way home. So what's going on? I hope y'all can hear me because, hey, I hope y'all can hear me because my voice is still hoarse. I stayed home the entire weekend. Me and Symphony haggling and coughing. But anywho, I'm feeling a little bit better. So, I was, okay, a couple of days ago, I don't know if his name is Dietrich Haddon or Hayden, that gospel singer guy. A lot of the people call him pastors because they have preachers in LA. But he did a song, and the song is it's very secular. Like, it's beyond secular. He put R. Kelly to shame. So he's talking about basically in between the sheets, okay? Milk and cookies, what he gonna do with his woman. I said, wait. And I'm gonna tell you how gross this song was. I mean, he was sitting up there hitting them high notes. And I was thinking to myself, like, if women look up to you as a so-called pastor, in which you're not, when you're talking about being intimate and being sexual, who you singing the song to? How can a woman look at you differently when she go to church? I'm not going to go on the simple fact that the man is in a second marriage, because I ain't going to lie. I've been looking at him and I'm like, is it a man? But anywho, we know that he's also an adulterer as well. Having, him and his original covenant wife are adulterers. They're both remarried to other people. But when I was listening to his song, people need to understand this. That when you write a song and you put it out there, it's very visually. Like, life and death is in the power of the tongue. So you have to be very careful on how you use it. Dietrich Haddon, thank you. Exactly. I listened to that song and I think I was like, oh gosh, it was too explicit. To the point where it was just like, you're listening to a man who is supposed to be I don't call him a pastor, but people look at him like he's some pastor. But when he's saying those lyrics, it's just like I'm looking at porn. Do you get what I'm saying? Just imagine a person who lost their sight and you speaking these things. It's like you feel like, oh God, I had to kind of like turn that off because it was so unclean. And at first I was like, I ain't going to touch this. There's just too many people out there that's exposing him. So, I'm not going to touch it. And then today I get a message that was just like, I ran across your old videos. Or Betty Boo, woo, I don't want to say the channel because I don't want nobody to go and look at them videos. And the woman was basically saying that I saw that you did a 360. You're not the same woman that you used to be. And most people talk about change but never went through certain things. Y'all, I'm going to tell y'all something. A couple of months ago, I was trying to get a hold of that old account, my old emails. But I could not figure out the password because I hadn't logged on it in years. So when she mentioned, and I've been trying to get on, because I've shut down websites like Betty Boo Lava DC, because that's the name that I used to go by when I was rapping. I shut down websites because I don't carry that image. I'm saved. I don't carry that image. And I'm not proud of what I've done, like what I did in my past, But at the same time, I don't want certain things out there circulating, because if somebody's new listening to this song, they're like, oh, I don't want to put that out there. I want to put clean stuff out there. That's just not me. So when the lady said something, I was like, Betty Boo, what? So I went on YouTube and I forgot that I had these videos that were on YouTube. And y'all ain't gonna lie, I was on my job. I was like, Lord, can you please have me to remember the password? And the Lord brought it back, so immediately I logged onto it, and it was delete, 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 private, private, private. I needed to change the image, because if y'all saw the image, I was exposed. I was like, I'm exposed. Oh God. Like immediately when I saw the image of me, it was like, oh my gosh. Like, and I remember when I was in music, it was nothing to have my tail hanging out. I'm trying to tell you, and when you see it, you be like, oh, wait a minute. Oh gosh. I mean, you know. So I thank God that I was able to remember it and start, you know, taking stuff down, because that's just, it's not me. It's not me. The thing about it, as a person who used to be in that type of music, on the artist aspect of it, like, you gotta be, there's no way in the world that the guy Dietrich, that's his name, Dietrich Haddon, there's no way in heck that you could put something out like that and not be convicted. I would have been, as a person that's supposed to be in alignment with God, no, I would have never put anything out there like that. Never, because what are you saying to children, to young men, to women? You know what I'm saying? What are you saying? You're speaking, you have a sex song out there. And I'm a saved woman here. Okay? So if I'm listening to that and you talking about what you going to do, who you talking to? Who you getting intimate with? So it was so unclean that I had to turn it off. And I realized, like, you got to choose. And this is the thing too. People think that, oh, well, you could put a beat behind something and you could still glorify God. Some people, y'all got to understand, like, some people are only in the business of making money. And they know that when it comes to the gospel world, that more Christians and people will buy something like that. I think it is if you're with your spouse, but I wouldn't listen to anything that's just profanity or anything like that. It's certain things that I can't look at anymore. Like I can't look at scary demonic movies anymore. I used to be a scary movie fanatic. Now I rap demons. I think it's a certain type of music. Like, for instance, when I was driving home yesterday, I was listening to Jackie Wilson. Yeah, like Luther, yes, like, yeah, that's more of it kind of reminds you of like the Song of Solomon, you know? I used to love scary movies. Now I'd be like, oh my, what is it? It's just so demonic and so gruesome now that my eyes can't take it. My soul don't sit right at night. You conjuring up, things are coming through your screen. So, yes, I do think that there's a certain type of music that's tasteful. Not anything that's going to have you running somewhere else. Like, I would never listen to something like the way what this guy did, because he straight went X-rated with his words. Right? No Halloween movies. Nope. I can't do stuff like that. I like more mystery movies. You know, they'll be like, oh, what's going on? But I can't get to the scary stuff. They had one new movie that came out there about a little boy who had dreams and they came true, but an entity came after that. I can't do that. I used to be into scary movies. I just can't do that no more. Once you start getting spirit fed, like once you start trying to walk, this upright walk, all that darkness stuff, you don't want it no more. So when I was rapping, I used to rap about killing, never killed anybody. Rapped about sex. Rapped about money. Oh, yes. Little Kim was like our thing we used to play around the house. Like, Little Kim was like, put some Little Kim on. And when we start to look at, we used to call each other bees and stuff. Whatever be, whatever be. Now, you can't even, you say what? We call each other ladies, women, you know. Come on, ladies. Like, we used to be out there. Like, I had a crew called the Smokeheads. And I was the ringleader. So y'all know we was smoking like chimneys. We was smoking. Okay? I'm not proud of anything I've done. I thank God he delivered me. So when I look back at the old person, I'm like, God, thank you. I could have died young, dumb, and stupid in hell burning. So when I see artists who are supposed to be in gospel and they feel like they're putting on a concert. To them, it's a concert. They get paid for it. God is they're going to go to hell for that. Somebody said, well, what's wrong with you doing a gospel song over a familiar beat? Are you crazy? Are you crazy? Like, I went to one church, and I lie to you now, this church was over there in Forestville where the old Ames used to be at. Y'all went in there, the praise and worship team had the drums, had the daggone, had the guitars, y'all had the bass, and guess what song they was singing? I don't even remember the lyrics to it, but they was singing Diamond in the Back, Some Rooftop, Dig in the Scene with the Gangster Lean, ooh, ooh, ooh. People was in there like, oh, and I'm like, nah, this is wrong. This is wrong. I mean, this is the thing about it. You got to look at it like this. Like, what type of don't get it. I'm not saying that certain secular music. And what I mean by secular, like, it doesn't have the mention of Jesus in it. Like, for instance, I was listening to BB and CC earlier today. Remember that Dashing Through the Snow on a One? I mean, that junk was cranking. I'm like, oh, I remember this. And it reminded me of my childhood. You know, I was listening to Tevin Campbell, Tomorrow Will Come. It reminded me of my childhood. That's, to me, secular. You know what I'm saying? And what I mean by that, I can't even say that's secular, but it's clean. It's clean. Certain stuff I can't listen to, especially if it's going to take me out of my character. I'm not going to lie. Sometimes when I get around or whatever, I can, okay, yeah. But I dare not sit up there and take that in the church. I'm not all the way. I'm not perfect either. Because on my birthday, I was listening to, what was I listening to? The Wiz. Hold on real quick. Hold on. The Wiz soundtrack. I was listening to also Lauryn Hill. You know what I mean? But I wasn't listening to things that was BFF, this, no. I could listen to stuff where my daughter can listen to it too. But if you are supposed to be a pastor, how dare you make a song about having sex? You defiling people's minds, man, with this dirtiness that you just put on some lyrics. That's like me making a sex mixtape and I'm giving it to children. I'm giving it to children. And when I look back at my choice of dress, because my name was Betty then, so the whole thing was selling sex. I was wrong. I was dead wrong. I was super duper wrong. I was like, what the heck was wrong with me wrong? And I'm not proud of that. I've been there, done that. And I thank God he delivered me from that, because I was at a certain point. I don't know about that one. I like his movie. Right, I was at a certain point, y'all, where I could have crossed over. But the thing about music was, especially when I was performing it, I got an adrenaline, I got a high from it. And then, to be honest with you, I met my husband in it. My husband became my producer. So he would rock out on the guitar. We would, but me and him both, when we was still in there, we was smoking, getting high, and then as soon as we get on the stage, we turning up and rocking out. You know what I'm saying? But when we both got really like crack down on God, we started changing up the style and just started doing more of gospel instead of rock, pop, and rap. So I thank God he delivered me, because when you get in, and in order for you to be successful in that type of industry, you gotta sell something. For men, you gotta have sex with another man. For women, they may say, "Oh, you cute as a girl, but we want you to act like you a dude." Like, you gotta pay a price in order to get that type of fame. And even in gospel, some of these gospel artists aren't what you think they are. It's like actors. It's like they put on this certain persona just so their numbers can be up. Do you understand what I'm saying? If the music industry and gospel, the pie is this big, they got a huge chunk of it because there's not that many gospel artists that's eating from this pie. So they probably making more than a secular artist. So, but in their heart, they're still after, they just want the fame. Hold on, y'all, hold on. Coughing all up in your ear. No, but certain stuff I can't listen to. If it's clean, I can listen to it. If it's clean, I can listen to it. If it start going into that nasty stuff, something in my spirit be like, stop. I can't do it. I can't do it. Y'all. I can't do it no more. So, I remember my husband, brother-in-law tried to say that in gospel music, you don't have to mention Jesus. That's bull. What's the whole purpose of the gospel then? Whole purpose of the gospel. You don't ever mention Jesus. If you look at them hell testimonies, they talk about people who went to hell because they were playing secular music in church. And the whole time in their hearts, they weren't saved. You can have a bad base, but are you saved? You just want to make money. Hold on, y'all. Sorry, y'all. I just don't want to be haggling all up in y'all ears. Y'all be like, "Mom, are you okay? Are you okay?" But what's the whole purpose of the gospel? You know what the purpose of the gospel, but you claiming to be a gospel singer that's not saved. You know how to hit a high note. You know how to be on Sunday's best. And that was the worst thing they would have ever did, was take the gospel and turn it into a talent show. They sold it. They made fun of the Spirit, the Holy Spirit. And they turned it into the gospel. And that's why you got all of these gay men up there singing, hitting them high notes and having sex with men. It's gotten to the point where it's like God is nowhere in that. So for him to do something like that, man, that dude better, he don't even understand, y'all. It's so not funny for him, but he needs to repent. He needs to repent from his wicked ways, because that man is going to hell. He's going to hell. You're not going to be sitting up there mocking God and saying, "Oh, well, you know, we could cross over." You know who else doing it too? Kirk Franklin. Kirk Franklin, that's because to them it's all about the money. What's wrong with us being with secular artists? That's just like, wish your girl, everybody put a praise on it. The one with the loud mouth. Everybody put a praise on it. Tasha Cobb, what's her name? But then you do a song with Nicki Minaj, the one who promote booty, sex. I remember looking at a video. I don't even really look at music videos. But on the VHS channel, there's Nicki Minaj. All I see is thighs, hips, butts, and breasts. And I'm like, girl, you my age. Cover up. Like you somebody's old aunt. You need to like really, you know, cover up. I don't want to see all of this funky, stanky, nasty stuff. You sitting up here acting like you young, dumb, and wet behind your ears. You know better. Cover up. Lil' Kim still doing it. Lil' Kim still doing it. She old enough to be somebody's young grandmother. I don't know why, sis, I can't see your message. Message retracted. That's why I'm like, y'all doing too much. And I'm like, this is not the time to be messing up. Especially for Tasha Cobbs. I haven't heard that song. Yeah, Tasha Cobbs did a daggone song with Nicki Minaj, and it was the talk of the town. It was the talk of the town. She on there like, God, you know. I'm like, look. Kanye West did it when Jesus walked. You know, they put him, his little crazy self on a pedestal. These people better understand something, especially Mr. Haddon, whatever his name is. He know better. He knows better. But I guess his flesh couldn't. He had to get his hands in that secular stuff. Excuse me, y'all. Who y'all think sat listened to that nasty song? And they was like, oh, you could do all of this, boo, to me. What did you just put out there? I mean, that's the crazy thing about it. They call him a preacher. That dude ain't no freaking well, that is not a preacher. He ain't a teacher. He ain't got a pot to piss it on a window to throw it out. Slim ain't got a one-way ticket to hell. He gonna be in hell screaming to the top of his lungs. I can't believe people follow this nastiness. Like, when you gonna sing that song in front of your congregation? I'm gonna tell you something. The love of money is the root of all type of evil. Because they probably offered this dude a whole bunch of money to do this song. That's what the devil like to do. He like to turn people out to some bad nastiness. I bet you they be like, look, we'll give you a deal. We'll give you $10 million to do a video and put it out there. A man is so selfish that will want to gain the whole world and lose his freaking soul. You stupid idiot. That's what he is. He's a fool. And here I am trying to delete. Oh gosh, I'm exposed. Man, what you gonna say to God? Lord, I just had to put out this nasty song. Many are called, but few are chosen. That dude right there, and I'm gonna be honest with you, I was trying to analyze him to see what is he? What is he? What is he? Because there's so many people in so-called Hollywood. They've been playing different roles here. Hold on, y'all. I gotta get over. But yeah, I wouldn't. That was a nasty song. It was so nasty. Just listening to it is a blasphemy. One of the ladies that was exposing him was like, I'm gonna read you the lyrics. Y'all tell me what y'all think. I said, oh my gosh. You can't serve. Excuse me, y'all. Hold on. You can't serve two masters. If you going to sing for God, sing it with cleanness and holiness. Sing for the King. I remember one time this lady brought me before this prophet. And I had to be like maybe 21. And there was things he said wrong to me. But the first thing he said was, don't she remind you of... He named the singer, and I don't want to name her name. But don't she remind you of her? And he didn't know me from a can of paint. And he grabbed my hand, and he kept saying this. Sing for Jesus. Sing for God. Do music for God. Do music for God. He had no idea that I was out there performing. But I was like, shoot, man, I'm trying to, don't nobody want to hear that. And I remember that I always be rocking these shows. Like I always did these shows, right? And one day I decided to add, the Lord in it, the gospel in it. And people didn't receive it and was walking away. And I felt some type of way. Because that's the first time where, people, in the club was like, well, what's she talking about? And I felt bad. I felt kind of hurt, like, dang. And one of the guys came up to me. He said, let me tell you something. When you start doing music for God, that's when things are really, that's when God is going to open up so many things. And, you know, then I was young. I was like, this ain't popping right now, though. You know? But now that I'm older, I realize this. Like, you got to pick and choose what battle you're going to be in on. You either going to be in a battle for God, proclaiming Jesus, or you going to be in the devil's army. Like, which one you going to be in? Which one you going to be in? So you cannot do music about sex, humping, drugs, killing. You can't do music like that. Yes, you know, we are human. God created us. You got to understand, Solomon was a king and he had singers come before him. But come on, be tasteful with it. You can sing about love. It don't have to be X-rated. You could talk about loving your husband, loving your wife. Like I said, I was listening to, what was that guy? Jackie Wilson. And he was like, I want me a woman, a lover, a friend. Not one time in his song did it make me feel like, oh God, I got to turn that off. You know what I'm saying? Not one time in that song did it make me feel like it was X-rated. It made me realize that man really appreciates a woman, a wife. But it's like when you sat up there and talked about all of that X-rated mess, you tried to put something down in my spirit. That's what your man Dietrich did. Any woman that listens to something like that, you might as well watch porn. But this dude is talking about, this is what I want to do to you. And I'm like, oh, click. And to make matters worse, it's like God had me to feel how shameful it was to even hear those lyrics come out of a person's mouth that's supposed to be a pastor. It's like your pastor getting up there on the mic, talk about how he want to do you. You feel violated. He knows better. He knows better. You got children, kids, young men, women, grown women, mothers of the church that's going to listen to this filth that you put out there. And then you got the thoughts that's trying to be saved, trying to get right, and then here you go, arousing them up. Yeah, we're going to have to pray for him, but we're going to have to put it out there how bad it is for that too. And not to listen to it, but I'm going to tell you something. Remember what I was saying earlier? Those people punishment are going to be way worse than the next man that don't know God. Because you still, if the Bible talks about us like a dog that vomits and go right back over there and eats up his vomit. It's disgusting. There's no way in heck I would ever go back to rapping some music about having sex and giving what? Psh. Dropping it to the floor and doing what? No way in the world I would ever go back to that. So why would you do that? Why would you do that? These people are purposely put in churches to turn them out. It ain't safe. And he better, I'm trying to tell you something. He better get down on his knees and repent. Because that type of sin right there, I wouldn't be surprised if God sent an angel right away to smack the soul out of this dude. That's how blasphemous that was for him to put a song like that out there. I would not be surprised if y'all wake up and, oh, somebody's plane done crashed or car. And I'm not moaning, not speaking nothing into existence. But you are really treading, not even on thin ice. You out your rabbit mind to put something out like that and then think that it's not going to come back on you. It was so distasteful. I mean, not just it was so disrespectful. And like I was saying, like with my husband's brother-in-law, I remember he was talking about, because he used to be in a gospel group, and he was talking about, well, you don't have to mention Jesus. Some people think that, it's a certain way of gospel. That's a lie from the pit of hell, Slim. If you're not talking about getting saved, how holy and praising God and gospel, what are you doing? Your secular music, that's what you're doing. So don't try to sell me wolf tickets. I know about the game. I used to be, I was in it, okay? And I saw some real nasty people in that game. But I knew at the end, especially after seeing the evil, I'm not going to make it in that. You know why? Because I'm saved. I'm not giving up nothing for no freaking fame. Are you crazy? I may have been wild, but I knew God. I don't know. I know him better now, and I thank God he saved me from that. I told you the group I was in, we used to rap about killing people. The DC Rap Divas, we talk about shooting up the whole block. I never held a gun before. The devil had us so freaking twisted, it was ridiculous. Putting on this gangster persona. Oh, I had to be the second God sister back. She had to be the gangster one. This one had to do this. Thank God he delivered us from that. It was many nights. We got in fights. We was drunk. I'm trying to understand, how did I even make it home? That industry is nothing but drugs, violence, sex. And God knows, especially when you're trying to be down with that Illuminati stuff. I've seen, and I told y'all this before, I've seen young boys a couple of years back on YouTube rapping about them slob and knob, giving head. Young boys. Because that's what you got to do in that record deal. You got to, for any dude to make it, you got to sleep with another man. You got to bend over and let them do all types of stuff to you. You got to do the opposite of what God intended you to do. That's why like, who was it, Lil Wayne, Birdman pushed that gay crap. Nobody was down. If they was rocking like that, you never knew it. They pushed that gay crap. Puff Daddy, all of them dudes. The ones that look hard. Now I'm seeing new ones like the 69. That's a girl. I can tell a girl when I see one. And everybody still think it's a dude. Just like your man Gambino. It's a woman. Like they are really trying to, the whole purpose of you being a part of this thing is to trick everybody and making them believe that you're something and you're not. You're not. It is disgusting. And I could have never, I'm glad I would never want to be famous. Ever. No. Gaga, that's a dude too. But they puppets. They can't lead. They can't live. They can't live without somebody telling them what to do. Constantly being raped over and over again because of the entities and the demons and the devils that they signed over to. Nope. Jesus bought me, honey. Can't be bought. Cannot be bought. It's horrible. That's why I don't understand why people even be looking at these people, call them celebrities. They die just like we do. The difference is they going to hell. They going to hell. It's all over. I be seeing dudes in dresses like, look at this dude right here. You can't, in that industry, nah. And it's a different time too. Like when I was out, a lot of people was in the closet. But I knew guy groups, they in jail now. The whole entire freaking group. And they flowed like crazy before Lil Wayne came out with them dreads. Flowed like, the entire group got locked up for conspiracy in VA. Still ain't out. You push that negative stuff, it comes back on you. Look at the shootings, the killings, the drugs. Come on now. The love of money is the root of all type of evil. That's all these people love is this That's why you had Nicki Minaj sitting up there conjuring up demons. That's why you can see it manifest all through her. Like I said, this girl my age. You too old to be sitting up here naked. Who you... and back in the day, you know, when you only had the one little Kim that was trying to sell the sex to the dudes. Now you got dudes selling sex. Are you crazy? And you still trying to be a part of this? It's like crabs in a barrel. See, the thing is, I had my freedom. So if they said, oh, Betty, you got to do a show tonight. No, I don't feel like doing it. And then I remember when I signed a contract with my manager at the time, she could not stand the simple fact that, and I never dated, and I thank God that when I first kind of got into like the producer and going to the studio and stuff, there was this one guy, and he used to sing background for Tank. As a matter of fact, I met Tank, and Tank was a very nice guy. But he used to tell me, never give a man a hug. Always shake their hand. And he showed me, like, when you shake their hand, let me feel that grip. And so he would practice with me. It was like he took me under as his little sister. So when I would see dudes and they'd be like, oh, what's up? I shake their hand. They'd be like, God, at least you got a handshake. Because I needed them to know it's business. So I never dated anybody in music, but trust and believe me, it was a lot of people coming at me. But I finally went ahead and I had a new manager, and she was a woman, but she was very like, you need to do this, you need to do that. I felt like a freaking slave. If I was 4 minutes behind, she driving off. But then when I'm rocking shows, she getting money. And I remember when she set it up for me to open for Trina. And then after that, that's when she introduced me to my husband at that time. And when I fell in love with my husband, oh, she was going to freak off that we ended our contract. But I realized I don't like nobody bossing me around and telling me what to do. I like my own freedom. But when you sign a contract, you got to do it. You got to freaking do it. And especially these dudes, you think you sign a contract, and now Slim trying to get up in your tail, and they done did it. You're not going to tell people that you just got raped. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Yeah, but it's serious. That's why I be looking at the industry like, no, you got to make money. Not make money, but you make music for God. You make music for God. Don't, that secular stuff, look at it now. They showing people get their head shot off, blood all over the place. It is God is so gruesome that the devil got his name all up in it. So that guy, Dietrich, whatever his daggone name is, if he don't get right, y'all gonna see what's gonna happen to him. I fear God too much. Anyway, y'all, I'm about to get up in here. I'll speak to y'all later.